Hello and welcome to my channel, I Went to Lose Gaming. The wait is over, my fellow co-comrades. After an epic war against the Raiden Shogun herself, the master military strategist Kokomi has splashed her way into Genshin Impact's roster of playable characters. In this video, we'll be taking a look at how a Constellation 0 Kokomi at level 90 with a 3-star weapon performs. Okay, but first, I have to get this out of the way. I can't be the only one that thinks that Kokomi is a lot like Aqua from Konosuba. Both of them are very blue, both of them heal, both of them are affiliated with water, both of them have a goddess veil thingy, and most importantly, both of them are questionably useful. Anyway, let's take a look at my Kokomi's stats. As we can see, Kokomi has negative crit rate. For those of you that don't know, Kokomi has a passive that gives negative 100% crit rate. Next are my Kokomi's Kokopium artifacts. Now just to be clear, when I say her artifacts are Kokopium, that does not necessarily mean that Kokomi is copium. It's just that these artifacts that you would use on Kokomi are horrific artifacts on almost anyone else. Like, what are you doing? If you're using this combination on any other character, she is using the 2-piece Heart of Depth with 2-piece Maiden's Beloved. She has an HP % timepiece, Hydro damage goblets, and healing % circlet. Now if you're interested in a guide on her optimal artifacts, weapons, etc., just let me know in the comments below. She is using the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers throughout this entire video at level 90. She's at Constellation 0 and her talents are 6, 6, and 8. Let's start off like we always do, by letting the Pyro Regisvine, our favorite volunteer, finally get revenge on us and beat us up. This way we can take a look at how much Kokomi heals. Starting off with her jellyfish outside of burst, we can see that Kokomi is healing our Under the Bridge Kaching for 5,213 hit points per tick every other second. Now normally, Kokomi's normal attacks do not heal, but after casting her burst, Nereid's Ascension, Kokomi's normals are healing herself for 1,100 hit points for each hit for the entire party. For this demo, I managed to get 15 hits by just mashing the left click button and thus healed everyone in the party for 16,500 hit points. Well, whatever. Let's move on to her damage. Starting off with her damage outside of burst, Kokomi's water balloons and jellyfish are doing around 700 to 1400 damage. As we can see, against a down Pyrovine, she was only able to dampen its mood a bit. At least Kokomi is reminding us that it's always important to wash your veggies. Now, after once again donning Nereid's Ascension, Kokomi's water balloons are doing between 6,000 to 8,000 damage each, with her jellyfish spitting out 4,959 damage ticks. While not quite at the level of other top tier DPS characters, Kokomi's damage here cannot be completely washed away.
Stop it. Get some help.
And next, let's take a look at her charge attacks during her burst, also versus the Pyrovine. Her charge attacks are doing 8,889 damage each. However, in just 4 of them, she no longer has enough stamina to do any additional charge attack. Now let's try this with minimal support. Next with Zhongli's shield for support and geo-resonance, Kokomi is able to one-cycle the Pyro Regisvine, which was honestly a pleasant surprise to me. And finally, let's quickly take a look at Kokomi's damage amplification for Ayaka. With the Tenacity of the Millilith and Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers, Ayaka's burst went from 24,573 damage to 32,277 damage. Now just to also put this into perspective, Mona with her burst and the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers and Tenacity of Millilith enhanced Ayaka's damage to 39,737 damage. For my Ayaka, Kokomi was still able to provide a nice 31% boost to her damage. Now of course, Mona's Omen will provide more damage, and thus boosted it up to 62%. But that's honestly up to you to decide whether Kokomi's healing and utility is worth it over Mona's additional damage amplification. Finally, we're going to take Kokomi for a spin through Abyss 12, but before that, let's quickly see how Kokomi's healing fares in Abyss 11. Kokomi can be used in a Morgana team as the Hydro-free support, while also providing healing to the team. She is here to also buff Ganyu with the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers and the Tenacity of the Millilith. And now that corrosion has brought down most of my team to very sad levels of health, not only does Kokomi's jellyfish prevent the active character from drowning, Kokomi can then swap in order to use her burst and provide the entire team with some much needed healing, while not necessarily improving this team's clear time. Compared to another healer like Bennett, Kokomi does allow for a much more comfortable experience in Abyss 11. For Abyss 12, we'll try a team where Kokomi takes a lot of field time. The team will be Kokomi, Kazuha, Fischl, and Xingqiu. My Kazuha is running the Iron Sting and 4-piece Viridescent Veneer. Fischl has the Wind Bloom Ode and the 2-piece Thundering Fury with 2-piece Gladiators. Xingqiu is running a level 90 Favonius Sword with the Emblem of Severed Fates. Both Fischl and Xingqiu are at Constellation 6, while Kazuha is at Constellation 2, so please keep that in mind. Now I will avoid using Kazuha's double E thanks to his Constellation 1, but yeah, he's still at Constellation 2. As we can see in 12.1.1, thanks to Kazuha grouping stuff together while also shredding resistances, and Kokomi's very usable AoE, thanks to her burst's initial hit, 12.1.1 is surprisingly manageable. Xingqiu and Fischl are both doing great single target DPS as well to assist Kokomi in handling this floor. On top of all that, Xingqiu and Kokomi are providing each other with plenty of hydro particles and energy, so they both maintain good burst uptime. 12.1.1 was cleared in a rather impressive 39 seconds. Now for 12.2.1. This Magu Kenki is both very dangerous and very tanky, having around 1.3 million hit points. Let's see how this team fares against it. First thing you may have noticed with Xingqiu's swords and during Kokomi's burst is that she is incredibly tanky. There's no need to worry about her taking damage because she just out-heals it as well. As we can see, with all the rain swords, along with Fischl's damage and Kazuha's damage amplification, these are more than enough to comfortably handle Magu Kenki in a reasonable amount of time. While Kokomi's damage is definitely not what's taking out the Magu Kenki, she is the perfect driver for those other squishy off-field sub-DPS characters. This fight versus the Magu Kenki felt very smooth and easy thanks to Kokomi's tankiness, healing, and ability to drive both Fischl and Xingqiu. And lastly, we have 12.3.1. "12.3.1 is a super easy chamber, and it's to no one's surprise that this team can dumpster it without a hitch. In a mere 20 seconds, both rune guards are down and out. So now that I've been playing Kokomi for a little bit of time, what do I think about her favorite military strategist? Well, she surprised me with not only how non-negligible her damage is, but also how she's an incredibly comfortable and durable driver for her team. In a way, she feels like a commander, taking the lead in battle while allowing her army to fight behind her. Although she's certainly not breaking any DPS ceilings, she doesn't feel like a complete liability when she's on the field. Also, her high HP pool plus stagger resistance and healing during her burst make her comically tanky. If there's ever content in the future that has aggressive mobs that ignore shields, I can see Kokomi providing the much needed reprieve to your team through her tankiness, healing abilities, and driving potential. Although Kokomi is arguably not the best in slot for the sake of damage for any currently existing team, I am enjoying her well-rounded kit and ability to provide support, healing, and as well as some damage to her team. Also, you may have noticed the lack of general guide knowledge in this video, such as what materials she needs, skills, descriptions, etc. If you join my Discord and head over to the bots command channel, you can simply type g.wiki Kokomi to see a comprehensive guide for her. You can also try g.resources Sango Pearls to see the locations of her ascension materials, and g.resources Spectres to see where all those annoying flying blobs are located. This is the Genshin utils bot made by a good friend of mine, Not Erwin, and it is one of the most convenient and comprehensive resources for finding information in Genshin Impact. So that about wraps up my first impressions for Kokomi at Constellation 0. As with many recent characters, I believe Kokomi will need some time to grow into the meta. Let me know what you think about Kokomi, her performance in this video, as well as her future potential. Also, I regularly make Genshin Impact videos ranging from Caesar showcases, DPS showdowns, guide videos, and more. So be sure to smash the subscribe button as it's the best and easiest way for you to support my work. Also, don't forget to like the video and leave a comment for the YouTube algorithm. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Win to Lose, signing out.